Hey guys, I'm Evan Thorpe, this is Steven Ruiz, and this is For the Win's 3-point stance, where we'll be looking at the best cornerback, most overrated cornerback, and the most underrated cornerback in this year's draft. And Steven, let's start off with the best cornerback, somebody from LSU who you have high hopes for.
My top corner is Greedy Williams out of LSU. I'm not in love with him as a prospect, but just with his hips, his speed, and his length, and just his body type, I think he has the highest ceiling out of everyone. I do think he has some technical aspects that he needs to shore up. And one thing I do love about him is how easily he can flip his hips and just run downfield with any wide receiver. This is DK Metcalf, who's going in the first round. You can see him at the bottom of the screen. This is where he gets into trouble, is when he has to get physical with the receiver. He is pretty light. He's not that strong. And it also becomes a problem when he's getting physical. He tends to get grabby and he starts to hold. And I think that's going to be a problem for him at the next level. It didn't get called here, but in the NFL where everything's slanted towards the passer, it's going to get called when he does this. What I do like about him is he is a trash talker. He's like, you can see him getting in Metcalf's face. He's kind of like Jalen Ramsey in that regard. I think he's going to be a top cornerback as long as he lands with a good defensive staff that can kind of coach these issues out of him. I don't think there's a lot, and he has a fabulous physical toolbox to work with.
All right, so this is your best. Who is overrated in your eyes as far as corners?
DeAndre Baker. I think he's a good football player. He's a really good football player. I just don't think has the skill set to go in the first round. I think he's more of a zone corner. And we're going to see, I think he has physical limitations. He's not a good runner. He ran, I think, in the mid 4.5s, which isn't great especially for a first-round prospect. And you can kind of see how that affects his coverage when he's playing at the line of scrimmage. He always tends to stay over the top. You can see him right here. This isn't even a really fast receiver, and he wants to play over the top. And he opens up his hips really quickly. I think this is going to leave him susceptible to like quick in-breaking routes at the next level. But he can kind of mirror, and then you could see, this is where you could see his long speed kind of become a problem. This guy goes right by him, and he starts to hold, and he still gets by him. It's a bad throw, and the holding didn't really help. It doesn't get called, but at the next level, those quarterbacks are going to take advantage of a slow receiver like that. If he's in man coverage one-on-one outside with a burner like, say, Antonio Brown, he's not going to be able to keep up with him.
All right, so we have the best, we have overrated. Who's somebody that people are sleeping on who could make some big noise in the league?
I'm going to say Duke Shelley from Kansas State. And I understand why people are sleeping on him, because he does have off-field issues. He got arrested last year. He was hurt last year, and he's undersized. He's like 5'8", 5'9". But when you turn on the tape, and here he is at the top, and you can see he's undersized.
He looks small right here on film.
You can see on film that he's small, but when you look, he just jumps off the tape. I kind of discovered him watching someone else play. I think I was watching Will Greer, West Virginia, and you just couldn't take your eyes off him. Look how quickly he's at the top of the screen again. He's covering an out route. Look how quickly he covers ground and accelerates to the ball. That's just explosiveness. You can't teach that. I know he's undersized, but I think that explosiveness will allow him to play on the outside at the next level. And we're going to have a couple more examples. This is him just in man coverage. Just how he mirrors the routes. He's just all over everything. He's just a pest. You can see his size limitations there, how he kind of gets pushed off, but I think that's going to get called on Sundays. And then here he is, a team's trying to attack. He's undersized. They think they can attack him with a fade in the red zone, and he's up to the task, and he jumps right through, puts his hands right through the ball. That's perfect technique. And then here he is dealing with a big receiver downfield, and this is where you have the concerns about him playing on the outside, but he shows that he has no problem running with the guy, and then going up high at the catch point and separating the ball from the receiver. And you can see it from the end zone angle, how athletic he is and how he gets up to get rid of this ball. He's all over the place. And then one more, this is just him in press coverage, which is another place where you would think an undersized corner can't play, but he has no problems with this slant route. He just eats it up, and he gets physical. So I don't really see any problems with his game. His size limitation does not show up on film. I think he's a day 2 prospect.
All right, well, there you have it. Steven's best overrated and underrated cornerbacks in this year's draft. Tune in to our next episode. We'll be looking at the best overrated, underrated quarterbacks in the 2019 draft. Thank you for watching.